am down by the Saginaw River. Today is the 15th. It's a absolutely lovely late summer day, and hopefully we'll have some more of these. But it's not certain. I love to walk along the rivers and the fields, as you know, through the woods, because you never know really what you're going to find. And I want to show you a piece that I found recently that I think is extremely unusual. And I know I say that a lot with pieces that I find, but many of them have been. Now, let me turn this back around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is a stone cube. At least I think it's stone. It's very lightweight. It could also be antler. I'm not 100% certain yet. The form of a cube is curious to find in nature, at least around here. You don't find it. I mean, it could happen, but this is the first I've ever seen. It's about the size of a dice, and I believe right now, based on everything I've been reading and looking up, that this could have very possibly been a gaming stone of the Indians that lived here, anywhere from the late woodland to the early woodland, probably closer to the early woodland, as is most of the things that we find, in particular on the field where this was found. So I wanted to show you that. This side has what looks like a cross section to me of antler. Uh, it's very smooth. It has patina, like it's been touched a lot. Um, this side also, and this side, but it's like a standard dice, except it doesn't have the numbers. It could have been painted originally, if it was used for a game stone. So having said that and having shown you this, let's get into a little bit more of the history behind dice in ancient America, because they were quite popular. Hey, I'm going to keep this short because my tripod broke and I'm holding the camera by hand, hopefully not making any of you motion sick. You know, the thing that remains a question to me about this cube, is was this piece altered by the hand of ancient man? Even more to the question, did the woodland Indians uh, even make use of dice games? And I give a resounding yes to both of these questions. I was kind of surprised at what I found out about how many Native American tribes actually used dice for for a number of things. Games of chance were popular throughout the Americas, with some believing that dice were first used in Mesoamerica, beginning with the Aztec rituals. The use of dice is likely to have spread north from there to the Great Lakes states, New England, and Canada, and then too pretty much across the entire North American continent. Now, the use of dice meant different things to different people, as various indigenous cultures adapted it to their specific needs. So here's an interesting little factoid, though. You never hear that word anymore, factoid. An unusual word. Anyways, a common word in the English language is hubbub, and that's to describe a loud commotion. In the Algonquin people, the game using dice could get pretty raucous, and their word for that was hubbub. So that's something that's translated to uh, you know, our culture. One of the many multitudes of things that have. Now, this small, lightweight stone cube has given me new insight into the lives of the people that lived literally in my backyard over the years at different places that I've lived. Now, for example, games of physical contest were played for reasons such as religious beliefs, politics, waging disputes, healing, and to be entertained, just like you and I would, maybe with a game of Yahtzee or just a game of dice. It was observed, though, in 1639, and was reported that some tribes, such as the Huron, used a dice game to even heal the sick. And I'm wondering if that might have been part of the Medewiwan Medicine Society, um, a part of their ritual. It could have been because it was a healing society. So it's also told by the early Europeans that came in here that the natives would take the dice and they would wager things. They didn't have money, so they would wager things that were important to them, like perhaps a really nice beaded belt, or sometimes even wives and children were wagered, and they were placed in slavery to those who won them. So it's not the first slavery in the United States did not come from the colonists or the colonists. It came from the Native Americans themselves. So, anyways, what do you think? What do you think this cube represents? Could it be a dice, or a die as a singular, um, or is it a natural formation? I'm always interested in hearing what you have to say and your comments and suggestions. And I will talk to you all real soon. God bless you. Love you much.